Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I'm your host Chetna, and with me today is a budding engineer from Georgia Tech, Maithili Appalwar. Hey Maithili, welcome to the show.
Thank you. There's a couple of things that make tech really unique. I think one of the things is that everyone is very academically focused, but at the same time, people aren't cutthroat. So as much as you want to excel and you want to grow and do better as a community. So we're always there to help each other, and I think I really like that college spirit. One of the other things is that we're actually in the middle of Midtown Atlanta. It's really a very best of the both worlds sort of feel when you're at tech, so I really like that. And I think the third thing which sort of relates to the tech feel at Georgia Tech is just that we're a very STEM focused school.
Right.
That even relates to how our business colleges or how our psychology programs are geared. For example, I'm a double major with engineering and psychology.
Right.
And the psychology program is geared such that we work with a lot of tech companies and with a lot of engineering companies and help them solve their problems.
Okay.
And even if someone is purely a business major or purely a psych major, they can always work with other people from other colleges to sort of, bring that interdisciplinary feel within the university.
Okay,
so I think that's
super.
really positive.
Yeah, that's amazing because if you really want to be in the tech industry, seems like a good place to.
I think that's why it's a really, really great place to be even if you don't want to be an engineer, you don't want to be working on the shop floor.
Right.
Because that's not something that I envision myself doing. For example, we have this minor at Georgia Tech called the Denning Program in Management and Technology. That minor is open to business majors, it's open to computing majors and engineering majors. And what it lets you do is sort of get a feel of the other side. So if you're a business major, it'll let you take some engineering courses.
Okay.
And it'll let you see how your business curriculum can be applied to technical sciences. And if you're an engineering major, what often happens with engineers is that we're really stuck to detail. We want all the small things perfect and we can't appreciate the macro. And I think appreciating the macro is really important if you want to work in a C-level position or start your own company.
Maithili, industrial engineering and psychology sound like a really interesting combination. So would you want to tell our viewers a little bit about industrial engineering and why this combination works?
So we have a really good program in that we have a good breadth and a good depth. So our core is our regular math, science, English, those kind of requirements. On top of that, we have just some industrial engineering specific classes that every industrial engineer has to take.
Okay.
And then we have something called the concentrations. So it can be anything from economic and financial systems to operations research to manufacturing. Or if you're not sure what concentration you want to be in, you can just pick something called the general IE concentration, which is a bit of every concentration. So that's for someone who's sort of undecided.
Yeah. So you do industrial engineering with a concentration, for example, in economics and financial systems and a second major in psychology.
Yeah, so I'm just doing two because the way I see it, IE is a really good major if you're looking for a C-level position, if you're looking to work in a startup, if you're looking to start your own company, because it's it really teaches you a lot about the technical and the financial side. I think that my mom is an economics graduate, but she sort of somehow misses the technical side, and I think my dad makes up for her in being an engineer. So the way I've seen it, I've always wanted to bring those two together, and I think IE is the perfect major to do that. I look at psychology as a way to sort of bring in the human capital, and that's why I specialize and I do my research in industrial organizational psychology. One of the things that takes up a lot of my time at college is research. I do it for credit and for 9 hours a week. So I work in an industrial organizational psychology lab and we do research for NASA. Essentially, we're helping them understand what makes teams more coherent. because NASA is a really big company and a lot of the times their teams are multidisciplinary.
Right.
And they want to learn how to like improve communication. Like how do you make an engineer and an economics major speak the same language and be able to communicate without misunderstanding? Another thing that I've pursued at Tech is something called the Women's Recruitment Team.
Okay.
That's because I'm very passionate about bringing more girls to STEM fields and just tech in general because it's such a wonderful place. And what we do is work with undergraduate admissions to contact women and get them to tech. I'm also Greek, so I'm in a sorority. So I think that's a very good outlet, even though just 30% of our campus is Greek. So there's plenty of things to do if you pick not to go Greek. I just feel like it's a really good way to be a part of a diverse community and have a good network on campus. Because I know that like for almost anything I want to do, there's like always a sister who has pursued it in the past and I can just contact her and be like, how do I get where you did? What do I need to do to be where you are?
Right.
So I think it's a very good way to develop a community.
Getting women to join Georgia Tech sounds like a super idea because I believe it is male dominated. So how does it affect you?
Honestly, I haven't really felt it affecting me. I definitely went there thinking that it would. I was really scared that I wouldn't have enough female friends. But I think freshmen here, one of the most positive things is that everyone's looking to make friends. If you try even a little bit, it's pretty easy to make friends. But yeah, that being said, it is a male-dominated school. So the way I found to get over it is going Greek. It's just every time I want girly time, I'll go hang out with my sisters. But I think it should like also be kept in mind that our like female percentage is increasing every year. So our last incoming freshman class had 40% women.
Okay, which is what, 30% earlier? I believe?
And then it's been going up, and I think our initiatives are really working out.
Sure.
So hopefully we'll reach the 50% mark soon. But even now it's pretty good.
40 is good, yeah. Okay, so Georgia Tech is a large state school, and talking about class sizes, talking about how do you get that personalized attention from your teachers?
Because it's a large state school, you do have to put in a little bit of effort to get the kind of personalized attention that you're looking for. One of the things that you can do is go to office hours, which is like hours that teachers hold every week. If you're looking to get involved in research, very often teachers will recruit from students that keep coming to them after class, especially for undergrads. For all of our big core classes, that's like 150 person or above, we have them divided into recitations. So the recitation sizes, which is what's taught by the teaching assistant, are really small. They're like 20 students.
Okay.
For like the CS class I took, there was one recitation that had just 4 students. So it really depends. And with those, you can sort of get all the personalized attention that you want.
But the main class, say, intro to CS class would be how large?
It's pretty large. It's, I think, 200, maybe more. They also have something called the Teaching Assistant Lab, which is open every day from 8 to 5. We have one-on-one tutoring offered by the college, which is free. You have to make an appointment approximately 1 week in advance. I've used it a lot for a lot of my classes. So I think that's very helpful. It's a class that I took for my humanities requirement. It was a Southern poetry class.
Oh, okay.
So I really liked it because it was a small class, so there was just 20 people in the class. And because it was an elective, there were people there who were genuinely interested and who wanted to learn that material. So the discussion was always like of a really high quality. So I really liked the kind of sort of width that we got, because like in the IB we had one poet and we went into depth like on her writings. But here in a semester we covered 12 poets and we sort of read one book from each, and it was a very, very intensive course. So I actually can't pick one word, but there's 2 that I can pick.
Okay.
So I think it would be between progressive and applied. So we're really progressive. We look to do new things and we look to like better the community. For example, we started this system called the Thread system in computer science,
Okay.
where students not only study the general computer science curriculum, but they also get to pick threads like artificial intelligence or basic robotics, things like that. And we also have like the invention studio on campus, where students have all sorts of free services. There's like laser cutters, there's 3D printers, and you can just go ahead and mess around there. And a lot of people have like worked and gotten patents coming out of it.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a really interesting way to know how like creativity is fueled when you're just having fun. And I think applied because a lot of our school is based on science that helps the community. So we're very focused on kind of doing things that can be applied, that can be, if not commercialized, at least it'll help someone in the real world.
So Maithili, what advice would you like to give to incoming freshmen or high school students looking at Georgia Tech?
The first advice would be not to underestimate it as a school, because going to Georgia Tech, I was a little, I wasn't extremely happy with my admission just because it's not an Ivy League school. But I think, especially within STEM fields, it's not a school that should be underestimated, because almost all of our engineering programs are in the top 10. We're ranked within top 5 for a lot of programs. IE is the best in the world.
Wow.
At Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Now when I go to Tech, I am so proud to say that I'm a yellow jacket, and I just feel like if you knew these things, you would be proud too. So that would be my first piece of advice. The second piece of advice would be impose a little bit of discipline on yourself. A lot of things that I messed up on freshman semester were just losing out on easy points in class. I'd study before tests, but I'd be very lax about homework. Oh, it's only 10%, so it's fine if I do a little and don't do a little. But the thing is that even though it's only 10%, it's very easy points. So I definitely say don't take that lightly. And I'd say make some upperclassmen friends.
Okay.
Just for advice on, we've been talking about how it's a really big school. So if you need advice on what classes to pick, I mean, there's obviously advisors there, but I think it's very nice to know some students that will give you sort of the student feel on it.
Yeah, a personal experience with a professor, etc.
Exactly. They might tell you, okay, this professor has 2 big tests, each 30%. If you're good at that kind of thing, take that class. But there might be another professor that has weekly quizzes.
Right.
So on one end, that's more studying throughout the semester. But then if you mess up one quiz, it's not really a big deal because every quiz is just 1% of your grade or something like that, right? Midtown just has such a good variety of places to eat. There's this one place called Cafe Intermezzo that has the best desserts. You just have to go there for the Oreo cheesecake. There's a place called Sweetheart. It's a cafe, and they have really good bubble tea. And this one place that I like that's a little far from campus is this Ethiopian restaurant called Desta.
Oh, okay.
So because it's a little far from Midtown, it has sort of a very good off-campus feel to it.
Okay, so Maithili, for the last section of the show, tell us some quick fun facts about Georgia Tech.
We have this tradition called Midnight Bud. So we have this song called the Budweiser song, and during finals week, we have our entire band come to one of the resident squads and they play the song. And I think it's just awesome, the number of people that will come down to watch in the middle of finals week when we're all really busy. It just, I think, goes to speak how much we love our college and our traditions. Game day is, all of college is really lively. I think one of my favorite instances from game day is that a lot of people bring their families. So I think that's one of our other things. And one of my favorite times was there was a family there, and this little kid took his first steps on Georgia Tech ground. So his parents were so happy because he took his first steps there. And I think it was just really nice to watch that and just watching old people and singing our songs and things like that. I think it's a very fun experience.
Super. So sounds like a great place to be. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Maithili. It was really good having you on the show.
You.
Please click the subscribe button below. Like me at facebook.com/ChetChat101. Follow my Twitter handle, ChetChat101, or at Instagram, ChetChat101. Please leave your comments in the sections below. And if you'd like me to feature any particular college, please let me know. Thank you.